Thanks so much for hosting.
Well, hey yo everyone and welcome. I'm your friend Art of Mana, and let's dive into this 621st stream. Thank you for being here, everyone. Sorry for the slight delay in getting started. Rainbow Kappa TTV, so good to see you. Universe Hunk, it's been a long time. What is new with you? Hello and welcome. Twitchy Berry, no problems being in and out. I just, you got to do what you got to do. And it's a Saturday night. You might be doing other things, like me. You might also use the opportunity of watching streams or the opportunity of washing dishes to watch streams. You might be a little bit busy. And Chrono, we're going to have to talk here. There are other streams? What do you mean by this? You're kind of watching another stream. I don't understand these words. I thought this was the only stream. Is it? Am I wrong? Am I missing something? I don't know. Anyway, and Rainbow Kappa TV, almost 625 already. I know. It is rather wild. I'm trying something a little different with the lighting, and I accidentally kicked something, and I think it wonked something. So let me fix it really quickly, and then we'll get going here. But I am going to be playing some Super Mario Brothers 35. Total Sketch, hello. Welcome on in. 1 second. We're gonna go to this screen for a second as I just try to adjust something. Maybe. Let's try that. I think that's better. Maybe. Maybe possibly. Let's see. Sure, we'll go with that and see how that goes. Okay, I know you can't see it right now. Let's go back to this. There we go. Like I said, I'm trying something a little different with the lighting. I got to do more. Ring, ring, Universe Hunk says. Oh, dear. Looks like I'm 20 minutes early, Twitchy Berry says. Well, what does that mean? Yeah, I know. I'm doing all the things. Oi, 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 oi. But yeah, let's see here. And, all right. I can't believe next month Mario 35 is done, Rainbow Kappa says. I know. Lev, is this the party? You know it. You know it. In fact, it's so much the party that we are going to snap our hands in 3, 2, 1. Snap our fingers. Snapping our hands sounds like it would hurt. Okay. Sorry, everybody. It took me a moment. How are you doing? Total Sketch, what's up? What is up? For those of you who have not come when I've streamed Super Mario Brothers 35, I'm wondering how many of you are familiar with this game. This is a really neat little bonus game that Nintendo put out to celebrate the 35th anniversary of Super Mario Brothers. And it is essentially a battle royale where you are, I guess, competing against 35 other players to see who can platform the longest while beating the clock and beating lots of enemies. Now, there's a little bit of a special bonus right now, this special battle. It's a limited time event where you can play a set order of courses, and there are additional conditions. Now, this one right now is to defeat lots and loads of Goombas, and that's what we're going to do. So that's what we're trying, and yeah. I have played this a lot, actually. I used to end quite a few Animal Crossing streams by playing some of this game, and it seemed like the thing to do. But right now, as we're approaching the time for this game to be no longer available, I thought it would be appropriate to try playing. Ticolo? No way! Oh my gosh, are you serious? Ticolo, thank you so much for that subscription. Massive, massive thank you. Oh my gosh. And uh-oh, I'm Little Mario. I don't like this. Let's get that mushroom. There we go. Oh my goodness. Ah, let's do this. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Whoop, whoop. Oh darn. I'm doing so poorly. I'm definitely rusty. I haven't played. Oh my gosh. Oh no. If you aren't watching the Super Art of Mana Super Show, you're gonna turn into a Goomba. Total Sketch. Lev says, sorry, Total Sketch. I'm so out of it today. Hey, I feel out of it too. And look, I just got knocked out. There we go. 23. Oh, that's embarrassing, everybody. Let's try this again. Definitely off my game, kind of getting used to the controls and whatnot. So,
Everything that has transpired has done so according to my design. It was I who allowed your rebel friends to subscribe to your channel.
thank you so much, Dash. Seriously.
39 months of subs just in time for a stream of Mario 35.
That's perfect.
Coincidence? Well, sure, probably. But
Oh,
we're
yeah.
gonna be rooting for you to take the #1 spot no matter what.
Aw.
Art of M cheer, art of M cheer, art of M cheer.
Aw, Dash. Thank you. Aw, those are kind words. And thank you so much, Dash. Holy mackerel. You have been, like, an all-star yourself. 39 months of subscribing. Wow. Oh, gosh. Friends, I'm usually a lot better at this game than I am right now. I don't even know what to say. I think I'm going to spend quite a few minutes here just getting back into the hang of things. It's been, well, probably since the last time I streamed this game, since I've played it, to be honest. I've thought about it several times. Oh, you know what? I take that back. I did play once just in handheld mode, and I went, what am I doing? Because everything felt weird not using the Super Nintendo Switch Online controller that I have. Why did I go for that even? See, like, I'm just making these dumb mistakes. Okay, woo! Okay, we're going to do that. And apparently do that. Okay. Dash says, aw, shucks, thanks. It's been a pleasure to subscribe. Oh my gosh. Oh, perchance did I see the... I almost tried to pause it right there. Did I see the Pokemon Direct? As a matter of fact, I did not. You know, it's... I gotta be honest. I'm such a huge Nintendo fan, and I'm interested in watching the Pokemon Direct, but I'm just not a Pokemon... Like, I'm getting to the point where I know that there are certain franchises I'm just not really that into, and it's okay. Like, there's enough there. You know, I'm a big Nintendo fan. There's a lot to like about Pokemon. I'm actually really excited for Pokemon Snap. That seems like a game I'd enjoy. But I'm just not really that interested. I've seen some other Pokemon, you know, directs or Pokemon showcases and just kind of walked away going like, meh. So, the answer is, I mean, I haven't seen it yet. I want to see it. I want to learn how to play this game better. But anyway, there is something additionally that I want. Well, I did better than last time. Let's do a rematch. Wow, that's so bad. Twitchy Berry says, I played once this month earlier this week, and I had a second place finish. Nice. And Ticolo, thank you again for that subscription. Universe Hunk says, I'm in a call right now. I'm not super responsive. Sorry about that. Perhaps we can catch up next stream. I'll be lurking until then. Totally fine, Universe Hunk. I get it. I totally get it. No problems. Enjoy that call. I'm appreciative that you're here. I'm a little out of it too, everybody. You know, like Lev was saying, guys, Art of Man hates Pokemon. He's a phony. I didn't say hate. I actually do not hate Pokemon. But I will admit that it's not the franchise for me. I mean, part of it is I'm just not a big fan of turn-based RPGs in general. Okay, there are a couple of things that I checked out, you know, and I kind of know, like, I know basics. I haven't bothered to be completely spoiler-free, and I knew that if I did anything online, I would definitely be encountering spoilers. So I kind of have some hints of things that have been revealed. Would you be interested in me doing a little response video to watching it? And this is a very real thing we could do, would you be interested in me watching it on the stream tonight? I don't know how long it is, but if it's short enough, I would consider that. Oh gosh. I'm so bad at this right now. I used to be decent at this game. What's happened? Oh, it's 30 minutes. Dash says I'd be good with either option. I might watch it tonight. We'll see. Yeah. But I'm kind of... Right, yeah. I did hear or catch wind, Rainbow Kappa, that there are a couple of remakes coming. I'll tell you what, though. Lev says I have to head out early, but I can watch the VOD, so either way works. Okay. Whom's hath awakened the Ancient One? Oreo Goblin says, are you the Ancient One? Hello. I have some opinions already on the Pokemon Direct. Okay. And maybe more on the state of Pokemon in general. And I'm not sure that people are going to like my opinions. And it ties in. I'm actually, I'm actually surprised. I've been thinking a lot about Pokemon lately, despite not really being a huge fan. My thoughts on Pokemon also coincide with this really bizarre McDonald's crossover issue that's going on, where if you aren't familiar, Nintendo, the Pokemon Company, has released a Happy Meal toy, I guess you would call it. I mean, it's usually known as Happy Meal toys, but it's a Happy Meal bonus, whatever the item is. It's a booster pack of special Pokemon cards. And the long and short of it, which, maybe at a future date I'll go further into, or you can certainly find more online, is that these cards have been bought up by just rabid fans and scalpers, and are going for obscene amounts of money online. And Nintendo has unfortunately become a company that I think, due to its popularity, is fraught with scalpers. And it used to be that people would complain and say this was a particularly Nintendo thing, and that Nintendo was to blame, that perhaps they artificially increased demand and decreased the supply, and as a result, attempted to build this sort of Nintendo hype about their products. Maybe to some extent that's true. I mean, there's certainly times where I think Nintendo has really produced their content or their games. But the fact remains that this is not just a Nintendo problem. The PlayStation 5 right now is incredibly difficult to get, and there are loads of scalpers and very ridiculous prices online as well. Pokemon, because of its popularity in both the video game and customizable card game world, both of which are known to have high demand and collectability, well, it's right now this perfect nexus of low supply and high demand, and these Pokemon cards are going up in value. People are collecting. People are nostalgic for the series and games that they grew up with, so they're going to so they're going to try and collect while online. This is sort of anecdotal, but I've noticed that a lot of people seem to be buying up retro games, I think because a lot of people are in quarantine, so it seems like the thing to do. And so I think there's also now this hype around Pokemon cards, and of course with the Pokemon Direct, there's even more people who will probably, very likely, be looking at, I'm gonna go and get all those cards that I always wanted and didn't have. Anyway, these are just some thoughts, but I would like to maybe talk a little bit more about that. But to get back to the Direct, I'm gonna give you my
raid
spoilers.
has just been initiated. All high-rank personnel, please report to the front desk to start the welcoming transmission.
Oh, indeed, everybody. Spook Lee is here. Hype. How are you doing, Spook Lee? Thank you, Raiders. Welcome on in. I can't really pause, but I do have my sword ready in case we need to defend ourselves. But I believe this is one of those lovely raids from lovely people where people are going to be kind and generous, and I don't need to have my master sword at the ready. Spook Lee says boo. Oh my gosh, welcome on in. Thank you so much, everybody. Welcome. And Kokichi Weasley is here as well, by the way. I totally saw that, but I didn't want to break my train of thought there since I tend to do that enough already. Yeah, everybody, if you don't know who I am, my name is Mana. I am an E for everyone, family-friendly variety streamer with a focus on Nintendo, retro and original hardware, and indie titles. And tonight we are playing some of the Super Mario Bros. 35 Goomba Challenge, which I admit I've been doing really poorly at so far. We'll also talk a little bit about Pokemon, and I think I am going to pull up the Direct and maybe give a few thoughts. I don't know. We'll see. I may even turn that into an opportunity for a video, but I don't know what my schedule looks like this week if I could get one out. So I'm open to your suggestions. I definitely want to hear more about how your stream went, Spookly, and if anyone has any questions, feel free to ask. And big shout-outs to Spookly as well. Spookly has been awesome. I need to definitely make some time and go and visit your streams. I have not really watched hardly anyone lately. Just I'm an on-call worker at a hospital. My life is mostly focused around my family. I'm a husband and father, and been busy. Today was awesome, though. Had some really great times with Mana Sprout. We actually got back from church just a little bit ago, and she was really, we were like talking a little bit more about what was going on at church and Mass, and she was, kind of like more aware and into it and participating than usual, which is like not something to take for granted. Like little kids, like I get it. Like I'm not gonna lie, everybody. I was bored in church when I was a kid. But it's not really about that, right? And hopefully we are raising our daughter to be a person of love and care for others. And gosh, as an aside, everybody, and I actually did something I haven't done in a while. So, I have a personal Facebook account, right? You got to stay in touch with all those friends and family from way back when. I mean, I got my account back when Facebook was only something that you could have an account for if you had a college email address. And I've been, I tend to go back and forth between, okay, maybe I'll share a few thoughts on taboo topics. Then maybe I won't. And I think right now the fact is we just don't need more of that. At least unless it's tough. I can't say with sort of a black and white certainty. I mean, it's hard. It's difficult. But right now I'm finding that I need to focus on a few other things, at least for me, to hopefully help do good in the world, at least what in the gaps I'm seeing, which is, again, that call to hold on to love. Oh my gosh! Anime Barrel, what? Thank you so much! Oh my goodness. Shucks. Oh gosh, okay. Oh, I'm almost out. Oh no, third place, okay. So anyway, yeah, let me actually just real quickly wrap up. That's fourth place, by the way. This thought. So I posted that, I've been checking in some people, and I'm going to just share this with you right now. Now, I did an attempt on Facebook. I posted something, and I basically said, look, I'm hearing from sort of both sides of the political spectrum, at least in U.S. politics, things that I find abhorrent and unacceptable. And I did a first sort of blah, like, can you believe I heard these things? And it tended to have a slant to it that I didn't realize at first, and it undermined my original intent, which was to say, look, here's the deal. I'm hearing people basically say on both sides, well, the other side doesn't even deserve to live. And whoa! Something no, like, line in the sand, objectionably wrong, right? And, all right? But, like, people on both sides will say that to me, like it rolls into this other narrative that has been formed as, because sometimes I have to ask questions about COVID, and that becomes launching point for people, to either on either side to talk and share some of their political thoughts. And I think we're just in a period of time where there's just so much stress and emotion. But when it gets to that point, it's like, sometimes for some people I'm kind of like, yeah. And then they get to that and I'm like, oh, no. And, right. And like Animate Barrel says, and I would add the glee over a person who gets sick or passes away to that. Yeah, no. And again, I've had people who will come in and say, well, I think this is overblown, which is difficult for me as I know people and people whose family members have suffered and died as a result of our current pandemic. And then I have people who will come in and say, anyone who thinks it is overblown is basically an idiot. And it's like, what? Like just instantly this attack and attack mode, no good right now. Okay. I know I'm like way off the rails here for this conversation, but I just want to say, like, my first draft did tend to have a little bit of a slant, and that bothered me. So I went back, I deleted it. So good social media. I don't tend to delete things. I actually find that if I'm not going to be comfortable with leaving it up, I probably shouldn't post it in the first place. That's my thing. Okay. That's why I never really got into Snapchat or others. It's like, no, if I want to keep it up, I'm going to keep it up. Actually, as an interesting aside, I didn't think too much about it, but I've always kept a log of everything in my Discord server. If it's a channel I've archived, I archive it. It's still there, just it's hidden. Okay. And I remember having an interesting conversation with a former member of this community who I responded to abuse. We discovered abuse on behalf of this person, and I responded to it through a Twitter video. And interestingly, later discovered that this particular person, he had always been helping me with Discord. It would kind of give me suggestions and things because I'd asked, because he ran what seemed on the outside to be a really solid Discord server. But one thing he always said is, "Oh, I just delete things whenever. I'll delete whole conversations. I'll delete whole channels if it doesn't work. Whatever. If I change my mind." I was like, "Huh, that's interesting." And I kind of thought about deleting it. And then as I was doing some research and putting some thought into this presentation to share with people on things to look for potential abusers, it turns out that kind of a lack of commitment, that flight from conversation to conversation, not necessarily allowing things to be rooted and grounded and stay, it can be, I don't want to say is, but can be indicative of also, like, it can wrap up into some of these other warning signs. Again, not saying if you're someone who like deletes like I'm a hoarder when it comes to email, you probably shouldn't do what I do. And there are people who have inbox zero, and I don't think that they are like bad people. Okay. But it's something to maybe kind of consider, like, do they hold on to those conversations? Do they? Yeah. Right. Anyway, I don't delete my posts is the point of that. So, this is so off the rails. So where was I going with all this? What was my point? What were we talking about? Looks at email storage dating back decades and grimaces awkwardly. Dash says, right. I got to go back up to. There's like some great conversations here. I'm going to check out in a minute. But I was going somewhere with this. Why did we talk about it? Someone's got to help me out. We started with Pokemon, right? Oh, yeah. But so I was talking about, Facebook and how I had, deleted this and called this message for love. I think that's just where we're at right now. And so I'm trying to be more intentional. Yeah, I've been playing music at Mass. I've been playing guitar. I decided to take a break, especially during this Lenten season, maybe longer, to sit with my daughter and really just share with her what's going on, to try and help her to understand more and to be more aware and hopefully engaged in church. And, like actually, we had some really interesting encounters lately. I've felt like I'm in this deficit for relationships. Like I'm constantly maybe fixing one thing or working to really make sure something is good in one place at the expense of another. And I'm really having a hard time with that. So I'm like, I got to focus on a few key things. And I've been learning to say no to things that I've been a part of or asked to help with. And, like I was a little late to this stream tonight. So I'm working on it. With regard, I don't know how this related to Pokemon, or I feel like I did lose my way somewhere here. But with Pokemon, I ended up, oh man, where was I going with this? I've lost it, everybody. I'm going to go catch up with chat. Maybe it'll come with me. Okay. So, Spookly, thank you so much. I did not think of raid phrases or anything. No worries. Boo first in Super Mario World, Chrono says. Who was Boo first in Super Mario World? Yes, Boo was. No, in Super Mario Brothers 3. Excuse me. Seems like they don't have as many coins, Chrono says. Yeah. On a roll now, only 6 left. That was pretty good, but I didn't do well. Okay, Spookly was building in Minecraft a bit today and listening to the Goon Show. I found a nice big public access playlist. Nice. I had an invitation for a beta test of Pokemon Unite, Twitchyberry says. Not sure if I'm interested yet. Glad you had a great Saturday. Mana Sprout sounds like she's doing well. She is. I had 2.5 days a week of substitute teaching in the last 3 weeks. Not enough really, but far better than nothing I had before. That's awesome. Animate Barrel, that's 7 months of subscribing. Thank you so much. Animate Barrel says, I've been more money conscious lately, but I found a gift card with $5 on it, and I thought it was a sign. Are you kidding? Actually, Animate Barrel, that actually means a ton to me. Kokichi Weasley has to get going, no problem. Take care, my friend. As far as that goes, I'm so grateful that you thought to share that with me, and I understand. And money is tight, and don't ever feel obligated. No one should feel obligated to give me money. It's helpful. I appreciate it. I will not turn it down. In fact, in many cases, I will ask for it because who knows? Maybe someday this can be something a little more sustainable and, part-time job, etc. But don't ever feel obligated. You have to make sure that you're doing what's right for you. But thank you so much for that, Animate Barrel. And Dash says, remembers the time he asked Facebook what the best Star Trek movie was and the ensuing online shouting match. The internet was a mistake, maybe, Dash says. Did I ever read the op-ed that Pope Francis wrote in the New York Times? No, Animate Barrel. I better check that out. Animate Barrel's a digital pack rat. It's a really good social media policy. Thank you again, Dash, for that. Ending up not posting a lot of tweets for similar reasons. I think that's a good call. We did start with Pokemon. That's indeed what we did. Okay, we're talking Pokemon. What did I miss, Memory Martin? I don't even know anymore. When you figure out how to say no to things, let me know, because I could really use some pointers, Dash says. Also, Memory Martin says, man, and guess what? And Memory Martin, welcome on in. Rainbow Cap actually won a small competition for a $25 Amazon gift card. I wasn't even expecting to, but it was nice. That's cool. Animate Barrel is flush with bells, though. All right, let's do one more round of this. And then maybe we'll stop and look at Pokemon. I think what I was maybe... Sketch helped me get another Molly. Oh, Total Sketch is amazing. Okay. There are a lot of things that I'm just totally not even remembering what I was about to talk about. What I'll say is that this night I'm definitely pew, pew, pew all over the place. That's just kind of the way it is. It's a little rough, but we're going to enjoy ourselves and play through some of this. And I think, like I said, I might possibly... even watch the Pokemon Direct here on stream. I don't know. I think that's probably best. I mean, you'll get my sort of authentic reactions, I'll tell you. Congratulations on getting Molly, by the way. Wowzers. Spookly says, whoops, lol. One more. And what I'd really like to know in the meantime is, would you like me to watch the Pokemon Direct? Jackie grabbed her and is going to hold her until I reset, which will probably be tomorrow. Fantastic. New gravity! Shakes fist, Dash says. But yeah, I've been a little spread thin. I had work today. The day before was a great... We're taking a break. This is it. I'd like it to... it's just sometimes you got to know when to fold them. So you just got to know when to fold them. I'm spread thin. I had a great day Friday at work. Oh my gosh, it was amazing. And here we go. I'm gonna catch up on a few things in a moment. But yeah, great day at work. We were like crying because we were just laughing so much. And then when I had work today, and I just felt like, it was one of those days where it wasn't bad, but like a bunch of tough things came up, unusual situations I had to really figure out what I was going to do with. And at the end of all of it, I was doubting myself, and I felt like I was always running a little behind. That's that feeling when you're just at a deficit, right? So anyway, Animate Barrel 06 says Pope Francis wrote a beautiful piece on taking care of each other during the COVID crisis. He encouraged social distancing, such as virtual services and things as well. And Dash says Pope Francis is a good egg, and Rainbow Kappa TV agrees and then has an egg emote. Animate Barrel says, I'm not even a Catholic, but you got to listen to a guy with half a lung. I think that's... I really think that speaks volumes right there. And I think that's the way it should be. And one of the things, I love this this is a part of the Catholic tradition, but it's to discern and find truth wherever it's found, even outside of the Catholic tradition. As a Catholic, we don't have we don't have this sense that we hold on to all the truth. It's all inside of the Catholic Church and everyone else is wrong. In fact, quite the opposite. We feel that, through our reaching out and learning and growing and understanding the world, we've collected as a community of faith, as a church, this massive, beautiful tradition on which we can stand. So we're not recreating the wheel and starting from scratch, but rather building off of the wisdom that has been accumulated and the truth that is in our tradition. But there's always truth outside. And I love that piece, because when you approach the world that way, rather than being divisive, rather than thinking of it as every day is an us versus them, it's a my worldview versus yours, it becomes a dialogue where we are always growing deeper. And that's it. Daily conversion and growing deeper is the cycle and is the life that I live because of my Catholic faith. And I think that's beautiful. And I think Pope Francis demonstrates it so beautifully, because obviously, we're a church full of humans. There are many people who don't demonstrate it beautifully. He does, I would say. Spookly says that's so much nicer than what I grew up with. I don't know what you grew up with, but yeah. Kensei Zero, hello. Hey, my friend. It's so good to see you. Kensei, can we get a shout out for Kensei Zero? Just a huge one. He's an Insta follow. Not even gonna lie. I'm just throwing it out there. I love this guy. He's fantastic. By the way, next week we'll be starting a Link to the Past playthrough. Just saying. I will try and get out tonight or tomorrow, probably tomorrow, maybe even Monday, the signups for the Link to the Past that'll be starting on Tuesday. Real quickly, Rainbow Kappa TTV says, "Hey Mana, I've been meaning to ask, do you have any recommendations for being more active in the Discord and overall in the Art of Mana community?" I mean, I wish I was more active in the Discord. I'm going to be perfectly honest. If at this point in my life, I've realized. I mean, I used to be on Discord every single day, massive fan of the platform. I was using it all the time. I was in multiple servers, and my own was very active, and I was chatting in there daily. Can't do it right now, and so I've come to the sense that if there are friends of Mana who want to use that community and to grow that community and build those relationships outside of the stream, I just say go for it. And I do keep an eye on it. I try to look and see, is there anything that's really inappropriate, and when there is, I will try and jump in if I catch it. I have asked some of the leaders, the Mana mods, to keep an eye on things as well. If anybody does notice something that they think is odd or it's unpleasant or not feeling well, please do come to me, DM me right away. Let me know. I'd be more than happy, or another Mana mod. But as far as being involved in it, like, I know I'm not in it as much, and I think that's part of why, I hate to say it, but I've been told this is the thing. This is part of why it's not as active. But if you want to jump in there and try and start conversations, I know it can be frustrating when people don't respond, but if you want to, go for it. As far as being more active in the community, my friend, I just say, like, you're already doing great. Like, you are a valued member. I really mean that. I love seeing your name when you come into streams. Even that question is the right question to ask. So I really would just encourage you to keep on doing what you're doing. And maybe you could host some events within the Discord. I would be happy. I mean, if you're talking about even potentially trying to, lead voice chats or things like that, or get people together for little gaming sessions, like, you want to do that, you have my blessing. Just go for it. Like, really, start getting that out there. It would help me in a way, because I want that Discord to be a place that feels like it's a safe place with people who understand the expectation for our community, and where people can connect further. So I'd love that. Yeah, I mean, okay, so I will say this, though, Rainbow Capture Easy, TTV, bleh. I wouldn't mind hosting some Jackbox nights. Please, if you do that through the community, though, do keep it rated G. So I know Jackbox can get very inappropriate, and I wouldn't want that to be connected to the Art of Mana community, because I do think, like, there are places where I'm not going to censor myself or others, like, where, fine, you know what, you can be adults, but I definitely want to keep it, yeah, knowing this community, I want to keep it family-friendly, G-rated. Perfect, Rainbow Kappa TTV. And I think that would be super cool, too. And I personally find that humor that is clean is actually far more funny. I think it's far more creative. I think that part of the reason that we see so many people who are crass in comedy is because it's sort of an easy way to get a laugh, because we laugh when we are uncomfortable oftentimes. I think part of the core of comedy is actually sometimes because we recognize the tension or the uncomfortable aspect of what is being talked about. Crass is like salt, Animate Barrel says. Please do continue. Yeah, it makes it more clever shaping around that limitation. I think so too, Rainbow Kappa. It's kind of the same thing that has been said of early video games and Miyamoto's take on Mario, but limitations breed innovations. So, Memory Martin says, guess where I'm at right now? I would love to know. Okay, I'm getting better at being more active in my server too, and I'm making YouTube videos and getting a good flow for my stream schedule every week. Nice, Memory Martin. Okay, I want to go back to something we were talking about before, and Spookly sharing a difficult background within their religious context in their home and local community. They said it was pretty terrible, a very us versus them mentality. everyone else is, Spookly mentions, it says specifically the term like a demon. Wow. Everyone else is a demon. Wow. Not, yeah. Not great. Not great. As my Mart says, oof, sorry to hear that, Spookly. Dash says, sorry to hear you went through that. It sounds like you at least managed to get away from that, and I'm glad you're in a better place now. Sadly, and this is, look, and I'm a Catholic. I mean, we've been around a long time. There's a lot of opportunity, sadly, and a lot of times where as a church, as the human side of the church has failed. Yeah. It's but I do think, and I fear that what happens so often now, because there's an interesting thing, in the last 50 years, well, really now about 75 years, there was a broken link in passing on a religious, good solid religious foundations to young people. And especially in like the 60s, there was this vanishing of good catechesis or education in the faith. And unfortunately, that broken link has had a ripple effect throughout time, and now it's to the point where many people dismiss religion altogether. And really what they dismiss, and I have to say this because this is something I speak with some authority on, it really is so often something that I or others who are, I want to say, more grounded in our faith, more knowledgeable about it, would also agree with. That's not what we espouse, and you should have issue with that. You should have qualm with that, but that's also not what religion is. And even this idea, which has crept up most recently, I mean, we've gone through relativism. Everything's sort of relative. There's no concrete truth. There's no real good and evil. An interesting conversation I had actually in R.L. Ritchie's stream. I actually got R.L. Ritchie's stream. You can go back to it and listen to his thoughts. I actually thought it was quite interesting. And I'd love to maybe follow up with him. In his channel, he was talking specifically, really, I think we actually would see somewhat eye to eye on many things, but it was difficult to have the conversation because he was building a model, talking to chat. Alex was reading. It was a long delay. I was saying things, but it was pertaining to things that were happening 5 minutes before. It didn't quite work out so great. But he had an interesting take, which was that when you start with the Dungeons and Dragons concept of the, what do they call it? The morality grid, or the, whatever it is, that thing where it's like, are you chaotic, evil, etc. He was sort of saying, it's, hey, Finny Lady, how are you doing, Finny Lady? It's not a good way to create a character, which I would agree. It's a one-dimensional flat cardboard, stand in for evil or stand in for good. The alignment grid. Yeah, he was pretty pretty scathing in his remarks against that grid, against that kind of alignment, and about and Dash had said I would also agree on that. But he was also going further and saying that almost I don't think this is quite what he was saying, but I think it was a terminology thing. My fear was that he was whether it was his intent or not, indicating that there is sort of no objective moral evil or moral good. Now, granted, there are those who will debate that and argue that, but it does fly in the face of centuries of philosophical and theological tradition, and the majority of current thinkers in this field to sort of say that there isn't that. Like and I appreciate what he said, which was that people do well when they can. This is a great phrase, and I will agree to that too. See, when we just say a person is evil, that can be a very dangerous thing, and I think that's kind of what leading back to the Facebook comment I said before, and what people were saying at work about just sort of this terrible thing of that people on the other side of the political spectrum shouldn't even deserve to live. Yeah, that's terrible. Don't do that. That's not right. You can't do that's when you reduce a person and all of a human's complexity to good or bad, and then you can throw out an entire person and invalidate them. It's why I say respect is not something you earn. That's a terrible thing I think that's happened recently, is people have gotten this idea that respect is something you earn. Hey, you haven't earned my respect, I'm not going to give it to you. No. Respect is something that each of us deserve as an innate thing, being a human being. And so if we start from there, life's a lot better. But what I would say is that, again, we overlook Harem 31 months, and thank you. You get to do it again.
Look at this.
Thank you, Harem. If we sort of just, the thing is, there are many wonderful stories where we create archetypes of good and evil, and that helps us to understand a deeper reality of the fact that evil does exist. If we sort of diminish and say evil doesn't exist, then we completely bypass recognizing how it impacts us in the world, and how we can recognize evil in the world. So I'm hesitant to go so far, but when we talk about people and we just reduce them to the category of good or evil, we forget all the complexity that led a person to be there. And there's some, there's some good stuff in the show, Good Place, at least. I haven't caught up. I haven't seen the last couple seasons, but when they talk about moral philosophy and stuff, and there's a part in this show, I won't give too much away, but where they talk about, man, is it even possible to be good these days? Because, you buy roses for your loved one, but, you get a couple of points, so to speak, for buying these roses, but you lose points because those roses weren't harvested in a good way, like that they weren't able to take care of the environment, it was non-sustainable, and so then you lose points with that. Like, it's so complex now. Don't get me wrong, many layers to this, but yeah, it's a complicated thing. I've heard people be outright just one way or another. I'm simply trying to share some thoughts to kind of put some other words and context into the conversation. I think for young people right now, especially younger people, I should say, we're coming out of a time of relativism where we sort of thought, oh, there isn't anything objectively true or even objectively good or bad. Everything is sort of relative to the person. And I don't think that we are there anymore. It seems like we've come out of that. However, there's still the residual effect of that. And everybody is trying to figure out what is true, but we're kind of having this new wave of almost like this fundamentalist approach to our beliefs. And that's where we're getting into trouble. Where now, look, I think we can dissect an issue, and we should be able to. For example, Black Lives Matter. We should be able to look at that objectively and dissect it and see the truth in it and figure out how to respond to it. But we aren't there. Instead, it becomes an all or nothing, black or white place. This doesn't fit into my worldview, and I'm not going to try and challenge my worldview to see if it could fit. Or challenge yours to see if you could adjust, to see if we could figure out the deeper way to look at this. And it just becomes a big mess. And of course, the same thing goes with around the recent election. And it's a mess, my friends. And so my encouragement to all of you is this. It's simple. Okay, it really is. This is what I'm sharing as a Catholic this Lent. This is if there's nothing else I can do during this Lent, my hope is this: to all of my friends, to anyone I can touch, not. I shouldn't do that. It's COVID. don't go randomly touching people's hearts. You might give them COVID. No, but to anyone I can share this message to. It's this. It's hold on to love. Okay? That might sound trite, but remember that first, okay? I've seen some people say here, like, Finny Lady, treat people how you want to be treated. I've seen people talk about you're coming from different traditions. You're coming from no traditions. Memory Martin has said that she's not one who's religious. Whatever your tradition, I'm going to say for me, my Catholic faith has been a great joy in my life. It is why I say this to you, and I say it in this way. I find it helpful and valid and important and true and good and beautiful and unitive and all of these things. Like, is so important to me. I don't know where you are, but I think we can at least find this common ground, and I hope that we can all respond to this call to hold on to love. Okay? For you, for your traditions, for your whatever that is, wherever you are in your life, I need to remind myself. I can say it. I don't always live it. I need to be transformed by this. I need to be daily transformed by love. And I will make mistakes, and I have. I've recently made many of them, I feel. Not major ones, but also, some that maybe could be considered major. I have to be willing to own that and continue to try and do better. Let's hold on to love. Harem, I need to find love first. There we go. Thank you so much, Harem, for being here. I know you got to get going with that headache. No problem. Check my DMs. I will, okay? Very interesting, Twitchy Bear. I had to read this a couple of times. Twitchy Bear says, real religion is a worldview or philosophy that shapes all of life, hence everybody has one in some form. There's some stuff I like about that. I'm not ready yet to say I fully agree, but I really like it. There's some stuff. Maybe I want to. No, let me think about that a bit more. I mean, I think that the other piece of religion is the shared creed and the communal worship and prayer and living. So I think that piece is missed by that comment. But I also do think this, it's sort of the analogy that used to be a very common. It's sort of like there's many ways up the mountain, right? The idea that we are trying to reach this ultimate goal, and that religion is attempting to do this connectedness with, to kind of put it in this context, how it was often presented, sort of this higher power and these common desires for our world. That's the mountain top, and we're trying to get there, and there's different paths. Some are straight. They're really steep. They get you there quickly. Some are zigzags, and they're really easy, but it's a slow growth. And some will double back. Some you'll fall off the mountain. There are objectively better paths with that analogy. Lots of different paths up the mountain. Yeah. And if you're doing it your own, you don't have a Sherpa. I just realized, I wonder if, I hadn't thought about this, but I wonder if, I bet there's like a history of oppression with Sherpas, and I probably, as I'm saying that, I'm like, I wonder. It's another thing, complexity of life. Anyway, but yeah, if you don't have someone who's a guide or a helper, then, it's harder. That's why I love having that tradition to draw from, so I don't have to create everything. I test everything that I take in. And I haven't been let down, but I obviously am always challenging things and working on things. Life is so complex, Kensei says. We're all going to hurt each other at some point, intentionally or unintentionally. That's just the nature of existence. It's on all of us individually to try to own up to our mistakes, make up for them, and strive not to make them in the first place. But we also need to try to be forgiving of those same mistakes in others, just as we would want them to do it for us. But We also need to be cautious that people are not taking advantage of our kindness. That's it. It's there's this beautiful phrase in Catholic theology, both and. So which is it? Someone would ask. Both and. It's complex. Fenny Lady says, I think we should have a perspective of having an open view of the world and walk in each other's footsteps. I wouldn't be able to grow without listening or watching other people. Not a narrow set of binoculars. I love that, Fenny Lady. Yes. And Twitchy, I love what people says. People make their own creeds these days, sadly. And that's walking without that guide, right? Like, and it's walking without walking in other people's footsteps to learn from these other experiences. Yeah, exact. I like that, Barry. I like that a lot. Yeah. Love stuff makes me cry a lot lately. Spookly says, if love is the answer, your home, hold on. Made me cry the other day. Ooh, nice. There's this beautiful... Oh, sorry. Twitchy Berry also said we live in a society of finger pointing and blame, but few offered solutions. People will pick at everything. Truths are used to harm and push agendas on every side. That's true too. I mean, we could have here we go. We could hold some truth and yet act on it poorly, right? Or act on it horribly. Like, let's use an extreme. The Spanish Inquisition, there you go. Like, right? We could in theory, we could have all of the knowledge and the tradition and everything and still act poorly, okay, right? So yeah, I like that. The truth can be weaponized. It should never be, but it can be. It's not operating in truth. It might still be truth, but it has become a weapon now. I really like that, Twitchy Berry. Yeah, I love you guys. You are all so smart. I love this. I gotta say, I've shied away from conversations like this in streams before. And this day, I didn't expect this to go this way because I've been all out of sorts. I feel like I'm just stuttering and messing up my words, but this is some of the most fun. These last few streams have been incredible. And I used to be scared that if I would bring up topics like this, it would be a horrible thing. I've been in streams where people talk about things. I hope you feel comfortable. I'm always nervous when I speak this way because I monopolize the airwaves. I can choose when to read a comment. I can speak as long as I want, and I could ignore some of your comments if I either don't get them or don't want to share them. Not that I am, but, I could. And I've seen streamers that will do that, and I haven't liked that. This would almost be better for a dialogue back and forth where we could actually have a conversation. But I want to know, how are you finding this? Are you getting annoyed, or do you feel like you're not being heard? Do you feel like I'm giving everyone an opportunity to say something? Do you feel like I'm putting anyone down? I really want to know what you think of this. This is a new territory for me. And like I said, I've seen it be very poor before. I'm going to go back and watch this, and hopefully I'm not upset, but we'll see. Fenny Lady says, I really like my own comparison against drama-visualized crime drama, like NCIS, to real-life crime. Imagine how closely related visual crime is to real life. And even if visualized crime is just acted, doesn't mean it's true. I feel like, and this is where, unfortunately, this platform breaks down, because I'm going back to an old comment. I'm not sure where we were in that conversation, but I'm wondering if you're going back to that that point about what about depictions of good and evil when we were talking about Dungeons and Dragons. Yeah. In a real sense, Jesus told his disciples, if you, this is Twitchy Berry, if you who are evil know how to give good gifts to your children. Oh gosh. Yeah, Twitchy. So hold on a second. Let me get some context here. This is what, I know a lot about my faith and religion. Google is my friend. Let's find this quote here. I'm not gonna lie. That's what I do. That's what I do anyway. I'm not afraid to admit it. Okay. Hey, Car9, what is up? How are you doing? Hold on, I just gotta find a good translation here. Let's go to NRSV. That's a good translation. Okay. This is from Matthew chapter 7, verse 11. Oh, hold on a second. If you then, who are evil, know how to give good gifts to your children, how much more will your Father in heaven give good things to those who ask him? Oh, see, there you go. Right? Okay, yeah, interesting, right? So, like, even an evil person in this quote, right? Even if you're an evil person, you're still going to give good gifts to your children. So, like, God's not evil. Imagine how much God is going to give good things. I that's the context anyway for that quote. But I don't know. You say in a real sense we're all evil. I worry, and this is where I kind of R.L. Ritchie and I got into some difficulty. Language matters, and language can become complex, and we load our words, and my loads become my loads become words. My words become loads. Blah. And let's stop talking about my loads. My words become loaded. They become full of context that I carry and don't always get passed on in translation. We are created in God's image and likeness. We are created good. Okay, in a real sense, we are all good. And we don't know, and this is speaking from my Catholic tradition, we don't have an answer for why there is evil in the world. We have some partial answers. We don't have the absolute answer. We just know that we have a God who's with us and who has actually suffered alongside us. And so we're created good, and yet we are capable of evil, right? I think that's how I want to just be clear on that distinction that's how I see it. Of course, we can go on more. Spookly has been watching videos about North Korea lately and refugees escaping, how skewed their concept of good and bad is, and how they struggle with learning satire. Interesting stuff. Actually, it's really fascinating because we're seeing right now so many conspiracy theories and the lack of ability to think objectively. And we have, I will say it again. I'm not trying to get, I don't want to, politics, my place is not to tell you how to vote. My place is not to tell you who to vote for. I will say there are some things that that are relevant. It will be clear about whom I am speaking, but it is, I think, important that we recall this for the future to know, and that is, we have seen gaslighting being if you repeat a lie enough times till the point where the person who knows it's a lie doubts if it's even a lie. And that has been a very common tactic in recent politics. And it's kind of like what you're saying. We get this skewed sense of truth. Again, the truth is it should not be weaponized. That's actually weaponizing your understanding of what's true. It's making you doubt it. It's terrible. Terrible. Okay. By the way, going way back, way back. Oh, here, actually, this Twitchy Bear says, all people are in the image of God, corrupted by sin. We all need help. There are many ways to help a bit, but only one ultimate way to be made right. See, Twitchy Bear, it's funny. See, I wanted to throw that piece in there. You did already. See, I really need to. That's why this format can be difficult. I'm trying to be deliberate here, but it can be difficult. Spookly says, "Oh, it makes learning about other religions pretty interesting, though." Yeah, well, and one thing to keep in mind about religion is the fragmenting of religion, the time, and the again that broken chain of of understanding about religions. We have lost that. And you know, this the sad fact is many people will point to like separation of church and state as we should not talk about religion. I actually think that one of the best things we could do and really ought to do is to have religious education as a part of our social studies curriculum, etc. I don't mean that it is a place for I mean, obviously one word that could be used is indoctrination, or a place for proselytizing, forcefully converting, nor should it be even really a place of evangelization per se. It though in the strictest sense of that word, depending how you look at it, it could be, but okay. But I think that we all need to have a better understanding of world religions, and that would help so much. Same with, I think we need to do better in our political science courses as well. But and talking about alignment, back with D&D, I know Dash Magnum had some thoughts there. Let's see. Kensei, by the way, is kind of lurking while prepping for a late stream, but wanted to stop by and say hi, by the way. So Dash says the alignment grid. I've actually worked with some more of my groups that still use it to try and supplement other axes in place of the usual good and evil and law and chaos in order to explore different ideas and stories. Cool. Animate Barrel says, one thing I do appreciate about the grid, though, is that it differentiates between good and lawful. Ooh, very good point. Neutral good for me, Kensei says, though my D&D characters, not always so much. Nice. And then, let's see. Memory Martin has highlighted a message. I like to think of trust like the Golden Gate Bridge. Sometimes you'll do something that rusts the cables, but then there are times you go too far and burn them to the point it's too deep in the water below to try and salvage it. Ooh. Ouch. Well, right. And if we don't repair trust in time, we can leave it that way. Actually, I wish it weren't so, but I think you have a pretty appropriate analogy. At least I can definitely see that. I've seen it in my own life. I think I've shared this. One of my deep regrets is in middle school. I bullied a classmate of mine to the point that when I tried years later to make up for it, she did not want to talk to me. Wow. And Kensei Zero had to sneak in. Nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition. Oh my gosh. Animate Barrel says, one of my favorite quotes, we are not going in circles, we are going upwards. The path is a spiral. We have already climbed many steps. Actually, I gotta say, yeah, that cyclical spiral, always going deeper, that's a beautiful image. I do hold on to that as well. Hey, we all need our own time, but we can't be mean to others when carving that, like when taking that. Is that what you mean? Like we have to, yeah. Tucci Berry says, you can't walk in every path. Learning to avoid dangerous ones is important, and helping others to avoid them too is very loving. I agree, Barry. In fact, that's actually a really great thing too. Nowadays, there's a sense that true knowledge comes from experience. And to that I say, well, why does it have to? Like, do we need to learn that fire is hot and can burn us by actually burning our hand? Or could we listen to those voices of wisdom that say, we've been there, we've done that, don't do it? Okay. It's again why I like religion, because I stand on the shoulders of giants. Another thing that came out recently, by the way, on that topic, another issue, I would say a missing of the mark, a thought that maybe had some validity but turned out to be erroneous is there was the video that came out, I'm spiritual but not religious, and then it went on to talk about how religion is bad like faith in Jesus is good, but separating it. Really, I think what it was it was pointing out the human failings of people who are religious and of at times people in churches, but missing a bunch and throwing the baby out with the bathwater. I think it became quickly debunked. Sadly, it was a great slam poetry. I mean, he talented YouTuber and slam poet. Sadly, the message just was off. And messages often are. And my messages are too. So don't always put perfect stock in what I say. I hope, again, I'm trying to present these things. 20 minutes after death, I might have the answers. Right now, I'm trying my best. And I'm flailing. Anyway. Fanny Lady says, I also think people are very selfish lately because going back to a report of Trump answering a few questions, a teacher was part of that questionnaire. It was something about what set of people will get the COVID immunity shot or immunization. And she was hoping for the children to go first. One, that selfish are elderly people who are very smart, lived longer, and know the world. They don't have a good immune system like they used to, unlike younger people who can build up to immunity. I admit I don't. I think there was just a few things in the way that was worded that became a little bit difficult for me to follow. I think I understand. So what you're saying is that she was advocating that children should go first, so that they have an opportunity to build up immunity and not be affected by COVID. I mean, to which I say I actually had a really interesting and eye-opening encounter just the other night. So in Oregon, and I work in a hospital. My wife works within a school system. We both are fully vaccinated, both shots at this point. Interestingly, I had understood, and the reason that Oregon was doing this is because they are opening up partial hybrid schooling, and so to vaccinate the teachers to allow them to be better protected as children would come in and potentially be spreaders. My dear friend and part of a small face sharing group that I'm still a decade, as a matter of fact, later, a part of, and through the power of the internet and Zoom, still connected to, was telling us the other night, she works in the health department of the state of Washington, that the data shows, and this is again, and data is evolving and whatnot, but she said, the data shows, the more we know, we're learning, right, that schools are not super spreaders, which I was surprised by. And I think this is where we just have to trust experts. We've lost that sense too in society. There are those who are experts. We would like to think that we have all the answers because it's nice, it's comforting when we have the answers. But I tend to trust experts, and I hope that others can as well. By the way, you know what I need to do here? And my apologies for not having done it sooner. We are so just chatting. Let's put our...
Thank you for joining the Friends of Mana.
Are you kidding me? We're having this really deep conversation. And absolutely not playing Mario, and Pancake Lover 89 has come and followed. And thank you so much for joining the Friends of Mana. We are all off the rails talking about all sorts of things right now, and I'm so glad you feel comfortable to come on in. I do apologize that, again, we are we are talking about many potentially divisive things, but I hope that everyone feels comfortable in doing so. We're switching to just chatting at the moment. We'll probably play a little more Mario, maybe watch the Pokemon Direct in a bit, but I'm so glad you're here. I'm Mana. I'm an E for Everyone family-friendly variety streamer with a focus on Nintendo, retro on original hardware, and indie titles. And I guess we're just in the mood to gather around this campfire of shared interest of video games and talk deep and try and grow together. Interestingly, Pancake Lover, my daughter was drawing her image of God the other day. This, again, diving right into some deep topics. And it was a stack of pancakes. She drew a stack of pancakes. And when asked why, it had syrup all over it. She said, because God is like when my mom makes me delicious pancakes with syrup and I know that she loves me. Wow. Go Mana Sprout. That just, ooh. Woo! That was parent-teacher conferences. Yeah. Wow. Good stuff. Animate Barrel says, I'm enjoying this because you're being respectful of other views. Thank you, Animate Barrel. I think it's important that we do that. I don't want to put anyone down. It's totally the antithesis of what I try to do and what's helpful in the world. I would love this to be the example of more conversations. This is what should be happening in our political arenas. This should be what should be happening in our schools. This is what should be happening everywhere, as a matter of fact, on social media. And sadly, it's not as of late. Okay, I need to keep looking here. Fanny Lady says, I thought we were going to stop saying loaded. I kept saying it. Mana reloaded. There we go. Mana, I sent a message and it gives context to what I just said. I'm not sure. So, okay. I'll give an example. This is for the Golden Gate Bridge. Sibling got a job after we came back from our vacation, but their friend applied too. They both ended up getting it, even though friend said they wouldn't accept it if offered. Then friend got bumped to Baker just because they worked a little longer at a job sibling and friend had prior. Though I heard they recently made up. Yeah. Trust is, it can be broken, as you said. Yeah. There's a reason we use that term. Yeah. Boy, it stinks. Most conspiracy theories assume world leaders are far more intelligent, organized, and efficient than they really are. Twitchy Barry, I love that. Actually, I will say this. There's a really great, I forget what they call it. There's a really great test to see if a conspiracy theory holds any weight and or holds any water, as the saying goes. Well, actually, it is essentially this. Think about how you could really just use your imagination. Who and how many people would need to be involved to make the conspiracy happen? So when you assume these thousands and thousands of, say, hospital workers are in on, COVID vaccinations, are implanting a microchip, etc. So whatever, it's all a plan to spread socialism through drones in the blood or something. I mean, I am obviously hyperbolic here, but I'm not too hyperbolic. I actually have literally heard a variation of that same thing from a patient when I was checking them in and asked them if they had been traveling internationally, exposed to anyone with COVID, tested in the last 2 weeks, or if they have any of the symptoms of COVID-19. And I think about it, and one person was saying, this is all the doctors are in on this and they're getting money from the government and all of this. How many hundreds of thousands of millions, whatever, of people would have to be in on this and not share it and leak it? There's no evidence of this. It makes the conspiracy theory fall apart. So it's just take your mind to that next step and try and think more rationally about it. How is this actually something that could be? But the important thing too is when we are drawn to conspiracy theories, it is really usually because we want to make some sense of the world. We're usually in a place of hurting, and right now in the time of COVID, we are all stressed and taxed. And there have been some great there's great work done by social anthropologists, psychologists, and etc., and showing the effects that this time of isolation and fear has had on us. It certainly has been tough. Okay. Okay. Oh, Memory Martin is asking why Harry Potter is no longer allowed in schools. I thought it still was, but I don't know. I'm not sure. I've been off the rails since my day started with work, Fanny Lady. I hear you. Same here. Spook Lee says, I haven't been to church in 10 years. It's nice being around intelligent people who can speak respectfully about different things. Thank you. And Pancake Lover says, I love pancake. You're in the right spot. Mana Sprout is going places, I tells you. Dash says, thank you. Any chance you could post the picture to Discord, Memory Martin asks? I will do so. I like watching Mana because you're open to more opinions, unlike certain content creators who avoid certain topics and are mainly there just for gameplay. We need another Mana Manor soon. Yes, Kensei Zero is going to head out. Thank you so much, Kensei Zero. It has been wonderful. Spookly says, I can manage 200 people pretty well. If I had the money, I could probably make something happen. That's funny. And Harry Potter has always had objections because of the perceived evil of magic. Animate Bro says, well, I know, yeah, like, so here's the first. I'm not knowledgeable about this right now. The first thing I remember was there were certain objections raised because people felt that it dabbled in the occult, and truthfully, magic in literature and in art and in fantasy has often been misunderstood. And I use the term mana because I actually look at the way Tolkien looks at magic as this, or even also forgetting her name. Why can't I think of her name? Anyway, whatever. But I look at magic and that as not being a power that we have, rather, but what a cooperative thing, a thing of and speaking into reality and connected to faith and all these things. Okay, I actually find there to be great and deep religious truth and meaning and value in the stories of Harry Potter, and I think it actually could be used to better articulate and understand, even for those, and it was many Christians who were against Harry Potter. It could be used to better understand Christianity. But it's when we don't understand it, I think, is frankly what it comes down to. Many of the parents being afraid of what they thought it might be and not really looking deeply into it. So that was a big thing when it first came out. I do recall that, and there were concerns there. Now, there is a new thing that I'm wondering, and that is around the response to J.K. Rowling and others' letter about transgender and those who are transitioning. I think it was. I can't remember, but it was about gender and sex, and I can't remember all the details. See, I'm afraid to say, and it gets dicey because here's what I really think is that we need to be able to have deeper and more meaningful conversations around that. And having not been super familiar with what was written, my understanding is that there became this response, which was to cancel J.K. Rowling. I think there are many times where canceling is valid and appropriate. Again, I'm not super educated. I did not look closely enough into it. At least at first glance, it seems this is a case where probably ought not to. It would be far better to have the open communication and dialogue in order to better understand, but and to work towards a shared common good. But yeah, like, so somebody who's, look, there was the friend of Mana I mentioned before, former friend of Mana who used his power and platform on Twitch and Twitter to abuse people. I put out a Twitter video on how to recognize abuse because of this. I stated in my response, and I still hold to it, that this person irrevocably gave up, forfeited his ability to be on this platform as an influencer and a content creator. And this is some, I'm a person who gives second chances and I want to help people build up. I just think that based on the actions of this person several times, it is not a good fit for them. It is not a healthy fit for them. It's not healthy for the community. Okay. But somebody who puts out a statement that again, I don't know what the, I don't want to draw too much on J.K. Rowling. I'm wondering if this is why she's not taught in schools now. I don't know. I don't want to speak for her. I don't want to presume anything. I don't know what's going on there, but I'm going to say for many people right now, young people and older people have grown up in very different times, look at the world in very different ways, and have very different narratives around sex, sexuality, and gender. It's a complicated thing. I think we would all do much better to have deep and meaningful conversations rather than to attack and immediately cancel a voice based on simple statements that could be an opportunity for dialogue. Okay, so I don't know if that makes sense. Anyways, Fanny Lady says of memory.
Well, hold on to your hats. We're being raided.
Ugh. I think we're okay. Whoop. Okay, we're good. It's a snacks raid. Hacks and Snacks, Gleam and Alita, instant follows. Everybody, if you do not follow Hacks and Snacks, I highly encourage you to. Please do it right now. Two of my favorite people, another couple of incredible people who can just speak so eloquently and kindly, and they're just loving people. They bring a lot of good to this platform, to Twitch, and I could not be more honored. Thank you so much. William Dawes. Hello. I know when I was younger, I learned in biology, you need a mother and father to create a baby. I guess that has changed. So it's Hacks and Snacks. Welcome on in. We've been talking about all kinds of stuff. Here's what I'm going to say at the end of the day. Nobody likes change. We are all uncomfortable with it. It includes loss, which is a form of suffering, and it is difficult. And sometimes change itself is not always required. There are some things I think that are, again, objective truths. But then there are things that we do need to look at critically and adjust our language, etc. Like, for example, I have no problem when we were going up to a fire hydrant today on a walk, Manasprout. We were talking about fire hydrants as like firefighters, and I realized when I grew up, it was firemen. I think that's a good change, right? Okay. Anyway, random. But yes. But yeah, no, like oh gosh, my friends, we've been everywhere. And you know what I want to say right now is on the heels of all of that conversation, I would love to shift gears for a moment and watch the Pokemon Direct, or at least scroll through it. I don't know. We may not necessarily watch it too closely, but let's take a look here. Nintendo. So let's see, Nintendo YouTube. Let's take a look, my friends. Let's take a look. Pokemon. Let's see, Pokemon Direct. So we are moving. This is 2 days ago. The Pokemon Presents. Was it really 2 days ago? Goodness. Pokemon Company. Oh, it was off of the official Pokemon YouTube channel. Interesting. Okay. So let's move this down. Sorry, I'm just moving a few things. I mean, what? Pokemon's God involved in this one, so it's still relevant. This is tough. Change can be too heavy, too many quarters, and you might sink if you try to swim. Did you see the Sanrio announcement? Let's watch that next. Ooh, okay. All right. Oh no, Willie. Okay, yeah. Well, Willie's talking about giving up on Nintendo after the Smash community. I would just say, I mean, why give up on Nintendo if the Smash community was, ultimately the issue there? But of course, I'm biased because I really like Nintendo, if you couldn't tell. So there you go. Okay. In 1 second. Sorry, I just need to do a couple of things. Just setting up here. Okay, we're going to watch this. And I believe this ought to work just fine. I'm going to make sure this is going to run in HD. 1080, 60, that's good. Okay. Doesn't really need to be in that, but okay. And then we're going to pause that. Okay. And let's see. Oh, nope, don't play yet. Don't play yet. Okay, there we go. Oh, whew. Oh boy, that was close. Okay. Okay, so give me a moment as I set this up and as we get that background music to go down and as we do studio mode, we're going to do a side-by-side. We're going to do I have? Oh, okay, I guess I need to add my window capture. No, not window capture. Screen capture. 1 second. Why can't I find it? Display capture. There we go. Okay. Whew. The struggle is real, my friends. The struggle is real. Okay. We've got that. We're going to just drop that down to here. And we're going to copy this transformation and pop it over here. You probably are like, what is he talking about? That's okay. Paste transform. It's in the box. That's always nice when that happens. And we're going to just do this. Boom. And then copy and paste. And almost everybody, almost. Okay. Copy transform, paste transform. Okay, just building this really quickly. Okay, I think we're good on that. I'm gonna, am I ready? Yeah, let's do it. I'm back on here. And then what I am gonna do, you should be able to see, do you see that, my friends? Oops, you said that. Okay, there we go. And then I'm just going to look really quickly here. You see it? Good, good, good. Good, good, good. And if I can get over here. There we go. Okay. Can you have an anime adventure called Adventures with Mana? That sounds fun. Okay. All right. So one thing I'll just say, and then, oh gosh, wow. I do want to just address this real quickly, and just so William, is bringing up some things. I mean, I feel like I just have to address that there's some painting with a broad brush in some of those statements, especially when we talk about, kind of talking about a whole culture or country, and I'm not comfortable with that. I'm also not comfortable with quite diving into it just yet. That said, there are some things that you said I can certainly understand where you're coming from, but let's change gears for a moment and get out of some of the more those topics, because I think we need to. That is a topic I'd like to shelve for now for another time. So there we go. But yeah, let's not do that yet. Let's table that discussion for another time. I'd like to move away from that at the moment, if you please. But welcome on in, by the way. I really do appreciate you being here. And okay, so I got that set up. I think I'm just going to change really quickly this to special event. Done. There we go. We are now watching a special event. As we should. All right, everybody. Are you ready for this? Are you ready? I'm ready. So here we go. This is Pokemon Presents Pokemon 25. Let's take a look. Hopefully. Oh, how's our internet? Oh, dear. Okay, hopefully that internet's okay.
1996.
Red, green,
That's fun.
cable, trade, trading card, anime, movie, blue, yellow, N64 transfer pack,
I had that.
light, top, step counter, rumble pack,
That's cool. I like this.
camera,
Oh, fun. I remember those. Man, I remember a lot of this.
print,
Oh, my gosh.
jet, 1999,
Gold, silver.
Oh, man. How are we doing on the quality? Is it okay?
Mobile adapter. Teletrade. Panel puzzle.
Zero lag here. Okay.
Gaming device. Skateboard. Block puzzle. E-reader.
Oh, yeah.
Database.
See, this is where I was starting to miss out on a lot of things. I did not see a lot of these. This was the time that I wasn't playing video games, so I missed out this era. I really like this. I love that they've, got these set pieces and it's all period appropriate. Oh my gosh. That sort of 60s revival around that time too. My goodness. Yeah, I missed out on all of this. What is that? I don't remember that. That's cool looking.
Diamond pearl.
US feeling.
Global trade.
Huh. Didn't know that was a thing. I like the song too. This is like happening. Oh man, you know what? I've wanted to get one of those. I don't have that, but oh, that was a neat little trick. I like that.
Trio battle. 2010.
This is like a happening thing here. I'm digging this. Was it Umbraquia's special right there? Black to white to. Oh, that's kind of cool. Oh, that's actually really slick right there. That's adorable. Oh yeah, that was actually a pretty fun game. Man, there's dropped frames, like really bad drops. Okay, hold on a second. Wait. There are. Okay. Thank you. That's what I was wondering. Bit laggy for me. Dash says. Okay. Yeah. Too bad. All right, hold on. It's too much. No. It's all good. I caught you. Thank you. This is what I was wondering. All right. We're going to fix it. We can fix this. We can fix it. We just need to do this really quickly. I got to do it the right, proper way here. So, yeah. No worries. I can just back up and do something. So, one moment. Hopefully, here, hold on a second. This should work. Just give me a moment. Yep, okay. We're gonna get there. No worries. I should have done this in the first place, but I was kind of like optimistic it would work this way. It was not gonna work this way. So I'm learning to not do, to not do what I was thinking I was going to do. That's okay. I'm okay with it. This is actually the better way to do it anyway. So, yeah. Hacks and Stacks, thank you so much for coming on in. I know you got to get going. I understand. It's very late for you. Thank you, everybody, for the comments to let me know that there were issues. This is This was me being a little bit overly ambitious. I tend to do that. Okay, here we are. Boom. Okay. The power of cap locks. Yeah, that's right. Virtual scan. Okay, so we're gonna do this, and this is gonna be better too because I'll be able to better monitor chat here. Okay. Yeah, because see up there it was like Fanny Lady or William saying no lag and no lag. Then it was lagtastic. Animate Barrel says frame drops. It's okay. It was a 1080 stream. Was 1080 stream a bad plan? No, actually, it wasn't that. Believe it or not. It was the fact that I had, I typically would use my desktop to watch because it's my CPU. My CPU on my streaming computer is just too much, and I was being lazy, skipping a step here, and I should not have been. So let's go to YouTube. And actually, this is better too because it means that I have a channel just to dedicate to just this this screen audio, the stream audio, and it's gonna be better. So we're good. We're gonna get there. 1 second. I'm almost ready. Funny thing is, I said I was going. I'm like, oh, this will just take a second. Well, kind of. If I had, it would have been faster if I had done this in the first place, but I was being lazy. Never be lazy, my friends. Oh, man, I added you right before we started this. It tied into what you were talking about before. Okay. Okay, I'll get back to that in a moment. I had to close down some various windows on my computer. There we go. Okay. YouTube, come up. YouTube, let's go to YouTube. Okay. All right. So we're making this happen. Pokemon. I know you're not seeing it, but hold on a second. Pokemon Direct. And did I update the sign up? Not yet. Not yet. So yeah, we'll be starting A Link to the Past here real soon. But not yet. Oops. Is that? Oh gosh, hold on a second. Pokemon Direct. Really? I can't find, like, it's not the first thing that pops up, the Pokemon Direct. There it is. Okay, official Pokemon. There we go. Whew! That was rough. Okay. Pokemon, we can do 1080 60. We're good there. I can do this. Full screen. Hold on. There we go. Okay. Here we are, everybody. Here's your reminder. Thank you, Memory Martin. Okay. Here we are. 3, 2. Oh, hold on a second. Almost did a bad. Sorry, everybody, that it's taken a little longer. I thought I had things set up, and I did not. And display 2. There we go. Okay, everybody. And voila, we're back. Thank you for your patience. This is the Pokemon Direct. Let's do it. Let's react and get that out of the way. Okay, we're going to watch that again. 25 years. So let's watch the whole thing since we can see it. Okay, everybody. Now, does that better? Okay. So I really like this. This whole thing just is gorgeous. I love it. This is what I remember from back in the day. Obviously, the original Game Boy. Actually, it was the Game Boy Pocket that I first ever played a Pokemon game on. It was Pokemon Pikachu Edition, I think, with the yellow Game Boy Pocket, which they just showed, I think. Unless that was the Play It Loud color. I don't think they had the Play It Loud color like that, but... one of the things, again, I really appreciate about this is how they have the era-appropriate clothes, attire, background. Smooth. Peanut butter smooth now, Dash says. See, that's what we needed. Okay. Oh, man, this is so good. This is so good. I like that they use different languages, too, Memory Martin says. Yeah, I think that's really cool, too. Yeah, mobile adapter. I didn't know that was a thing, but in Japan... Oh, I love all the Game Boy Color systems. That was just such a good handheld. So good. So good. Now, those Pokemon Minis, man, I would love to have the Pokemon Mini. One of those systems and a bunch of those. That's one of the few Nintendo handhelds I don't have. I'd love to have that. I really want to get multiple Game Boy Advances. I'm sad I don't have more. And how much do you want to bet that Nintendo or Pokemon Company had to go out and eBay like most of these consoles? Right? Like, think about it. I don't think... Well, they might, but I don't think they would just happen to have a stash of all of these old consoles. They could. It might have been some of their archives. But I bet somebody had to go out and, like, find these copies. Might have been from personal collections, too, but... the good old GBA daisy chains. That takes me back. Oh, my gosh. See, I would love to be able to do some Four Swords adventures with all that, but alas. That's fun. Oh, this is a much better experience, by the way, for doing it this way. I'm glad I switched over to have it this way. That was a nice little flip. Sorry again for that lag, everybody. It's just, like I said, the beginning of the stream, I was rambling and tripping over my words. I was doing horribly in the game. Then I had the issues here. It's okay. Sometimes there's little gems amongst the chaos and the mistakes. It's a good lesson for life, right? Look for the good among the occasional slip-ups. That's a neat little thing there, right there, as they show the Mac, the iMac, and then they show typing, right? Miss my pedometer. I love that thing for Pokemon training, Spook Lee says. Oh, man. Yeah, I just love stuff like that. So, yeah, I mean, I don't even own Pokemon games. Like, I don't have any of these. I've missed out on so much of this. I do have that... I do have the McDonald's, Pokemon cards now. Some of them. Oh, you know what? I actually was interested in that at one point. I thought that looked really cool. Well, that was a neat little touch. Oh, yeah, this was originally an arcade game. A lot of people don't know. Pokken Tournament actually was originally an arcade game. I do have this. This actually is a really fun mobile game. Not gonna lie. I actually really do like... Oh, and of course, look at that. Wow. That was also one of the first mobile games I did. Pokemon mobile games that I was like, oh, yeah, this is so cool. Okay, I have some of those. I have the ball controller. That is really cool. Oh, yeah. I never actually got... I mean, I have that game. I never played it. You have Art Academy. It's fun, Memory Martin says. What? You can get custom Pokemon shirts? I never watched that. I heard it was pretty good. Surprisingly. I just didn't like the aesthetic. It looks a little rough, but I don't know. I'd be interested in it. There we go. Look at that. Ooh, what is this? What? What? Are they like playing through... Hold on a second. Wait, I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go back. Wait, where's my cursor? Okay. I'm going back. What are they doing right there? That's so cool. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is like a 2020 reference. I think they are playing Pokemon via Zoom. Okay. Anyway, moving on. That's so cool. Anime. Movie went above and beyond my expectations, Spookly says. I guess I'll have to check that out. There we go. Is that a thing? What? Or is this a new thing? Oh no, Capamon. Capamon broke. Wonder how long that was up there. Sorry. Wow. That's a lot, my friends. It's a lot of Pokemon. It's a lot of Mon. All possibilities in your hands. A little Pokeball. That's pretty cool. Okay, Pokemon 25th. Kind of a lazy logo compared to previous iterations, not going to lie. Ryan Reynolds was fantastic.
Hello, everyone. I'm Ishihara from the Pokemon Company. February 27th is the date Pokemon Red and Pokemon Green were released in Japan,
Hey, that's today.
marking the beginning of the Pokemon series.
Wait, that's today. This is appropriate. This is timely. Look at that. We did a thing we didn't even mean to. Okay.
An astounding 25 years have passed since the Pokemon series was born. We've shared so much with you over the past 25 years, through our games, but also through so many other mediums, thanks to the support you've all shown us. Thank you, each and every one of you. Today, Mr. Utsunomiya will introduce our latest updates.
Hello there, my name is Utsunomiya from the Pokemon Company. First, I'd like to give you the latest update on the new Pokemon Snap game. We've put together a video that will show you some of the gameplay. Please have a look.
Welcome to the world of new Pokemon Snap. This is the Lentil region. You'll ride the Neo 1 through the jungle, across the desert, and even under the sea to research Pokemon in their natural habitats.
It actually is not the same as the 20th anniversary logo. The 20th anniversary logo had the Pokemon actually depicted. This is all just yellow. Also, lentils. I don't know if that's a thing.
So you're in good hands. Now then, let's get that research started. By watching wild Pokemon, you can discover behaviors and expressions that are rarely seen. Look, a surfing Alolan Raichu. And there's Vaporeon. Let's try throwing it a fluff fruit. That's it. Now's our chance.
I do really like this. I think this is a good use of the Switch technology.
What a wild way to eat. Here's a park at night.
Ooh.
Let's try playing a melody.
You know, I'm not going to lie. This is more my type of game. I can deal with this. I like this.
You'll also have Illumina orbs, something the professor invented. If you use one of these, you can...
Right, it's the same outline. You're right, Memory Mart. Exactly. It is the same as the 20th. You're right. In that sense, yep.
Whoa! Those flames changed color! Make good use of your tools to take shots that really stand out. Then, show the photos you took to the professor. Oh, 4 stars! We captured a rare moment there. Catch a variety of different behaviors on camera to fill up your Pokemon photo decks. And there's more! You'll be able to edit the photos you've taken. Use features like stickers and frames to make your favorite photos even more special.
That's cute.
And I'm sure you'll want to show off your best photos, right?
Okay, I really like this. This is a good use of the Switch and great evolution in the original Pokemon Snap, which I never played, always wanted to, never owned, but I feel like this just, it's coming at the right time. I like this.
Inspire you to go back and take even more photos. We're getting closer to the start of your adventure. Unexplored islands and plenty of Pokemon await in the Lentil region. So make sure you're...
Yeah, so, you know, here's the thing. I'm all for this. I'm all for this. This is the type of Pokemon game I'm interested in because it's kind of an interesting look. Like, the world of Pokemon is fascinating, and I'm down for this. So I like this, yeah. I have no regrets for being a Pokemon fan, Spookly says.
What did you
shouldn't.
think? I hope
I
you're
like
looking
it.
forward to the game's release on April 30th.
I would love to stream this. I think it would actually work really well as a game that I stream. Even though I'm not really a Pokemon fan, I feel like it would just fit my channel. I don't know. Does anyone else agree?
Special max raid battles featuring Gigantamax Pikachu are underway. And in Pokemon Cafe Mix, we're holding a promotion in which you can receive 2,500 golden acorns for logging in.
Wait, which game is that? Do I have that? I don't think I have Pokemon Cafe Mix.
Mewtwo are appearing in legendary raid battles as part of a Kanto-themed celebration event. In Pokemon Masters EX, Galar Region Champion Leon and his partner Pokemon Charizard will arrive at last. We hope you'll enjoy these events. Next, I'd like to present the latest news about the Pokemon video game series. Have a look at this video.
Okay. I bet a lot of people were really excited at this point. Hey, Retro Rewind Pod. Yeah, for a little bit yet. I thought of you, Memory Martin, when I saw this. I thought of you. Okay, see, Spookly says, nice model updates. Memory Martin says, oh yeah, like there's some hype around it. I'm glad to hear that. I'm very torn, but maybe we'll come back to that because apparently the Pokemon series enters a new era.
This is a tale from a long, long time ago, when the Sinnoh region was still only a vast wilderness.
I do like the remake names, though. I do like
A
that.
certain village bustled with the comings
Well,
and
hold
goings
on
of
to your
people.
hats. We're being raided.
Woo! Welcome on in, Retro Rewind Pod Raiders. So good to see you. What is up, everybody? Don't be afraid. I do have the Master Sword here if we need it, but I have a feeling, knowing Retro Rewind Pod's amazing community, we're good. But, maybe grab some fire flowers just to be on the safe side. I got the Master Sword. Retro Rewind Pod and everyone, thank you so much for that raid. Welcome on in. I am Mana. Rayo Will, hello. We are watching the Pokemon Direct and, just kind of checking these things out. Doing the stuff. Looking at what's up. That's what we're doing. That's the Master Scimitar. Look at that curve, right? Alutric. There we go.
You are among friends. Thank you for following Art of Mana.
Origami Bro. That's good. And then the 777 there. Origami Pro, welcome on in. Thank you so much for that follow. Really do appreciate it. Retro Rewind Pod thought the same. That's so funny. Hey, it's the thing, and if I get really close to the camera and there you go. Anyway, welcome on in, everybody. You're not supposed to. That's rude. Anyway, he does not wield the sword for nothing. Twitchy Berry says. Everybody, I'm an E for Everyone variety streamer, and Retro Rewind Pod. Thank you so much for just all of your continued support. I love you, man. Thank you so much, and please do check out Retro Rewind Pod. Shout outs. What were you working on? And then it's the camera bending it. That's exactly it. I will say that I have mostly been playing the Animal Crossing game New Horizons as of late. However, I have recently started a Legend of Zelda franchise playthrough. Beaten the first 2 games so far. I will be starting A Link to the Past come Tuesday this week. I usually stream at 7 o'clock for a couple hours. And I am playing with Friends of Mana, coming in as Guides of Mana. You can sign up and join me on the channel and help guide me through these Zelda games. So I'm going through the whole franchise in celebration of the 35th anniversary. Right now, however, we're going to get back to the Pokemon Direct. That's what we're watching right now and just checking it out. Really cool opening cinematic. I'm not a huge Pokemon fan, to be honest, and that might sound absolutely astonishing to most people. I'm a huge Nintendo fan, but yeah, you're grinding in Earthbound. Nice. Oh, excellent, Retro Rewind Pod. That's super cool. All right, so there we go. Let's watch.
While in the mountains and seas,
This seems cool.
Pokemon roamed as they pleased.
There you go, Spookly. Oh, it's Breath of the Wild Pokemon Edition. Ooh, you know what? I like that it's set in the past. I didn't realize that. I had heard rumblings of this. Oof, but that anti-aliasing, or lack thereof. Oh, that's cool. I mean, this is kind of what people have wanted for a long time, is it not? Yeah. That's actually pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. That actually does have me interested. And what is this here? It's not actual gameplay footage, just in case you were wondering. Pokemon Legends. Okay, there we go. You know what? Yeah, I'm actually kind of interested in that. Shows ink drawing, not actual gameplay footage, right? Alu.
Pleased to announce 2 new additions to the Pokemon video game series, both taking place in the Sinnoh region.
Oh.
First, I'd like to present the Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Pokemon Shining Pearl games. These are faithful remakes of the Pokemon Diamond version and Pokemon Pearl version games, which were released for the Nintendo DS system in Japan 15 years ago.
Cool music. Yeah, I agree with that. I do agree with that.
The Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Pokemon Shining Pearl games, remakes of the Pokemon Diamond version and Pokemon Pearl version games, which were
There's the
released
Switch.
for the Nintendo DS system, are coming to Nintendo Switch.
I like the little switch by the TV.
Ilka Inc., who also worked on Pokemon Home. The project is being directed by Yuichi Ueda of Ilka, as well as Game Freak's Junichi Masuda, who was the director for the original Pokemon Diamond version and Pokemon Pearl version games. Your adventure will take place in the Sinnoh region. Rich in nature and with towering Mount Coronet at its heart, it is a land of many myths passed down through the ages. The sense of scale of the original game's towns and routes has been carefully preserved, and you'll be able to travel through familiar locations once again. You'll set out on your journey after choosing either Turtwig, Chimchar, or Piplup as your first partner Pokemon. In these games, you can enjoy a grand adventure together with all the Pokemon from Pokemon Diamond version and Pokemon Pearl version. Newcomers and previous visitors to the Sinnoh region alike can look forward to experiencing the original Pokemon Diamond and Pokemon Pearl stories, freshly recreated for Nintendo Switch.
What did you think? Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Pokemon Shining Pearl will launch simultaneously around the world late this year.
I'm just gonna comment on that guy's hair and his suit. Like he is dashing right there.
Next,
Right?
allow me to introduce you to the Pokemon Legends Arceus.
It's like that's a good look. The glasses too. I like it. Do you think I could pull it off?
Game series. Development is in full swing at Game Freak with the aim to deliver a gaming experience that breaks new ground for the Pokemon series. Please have a look at this video.
The events of this game unfold in the Sinnoh of old. In this time, too, Mount Coronet towers over the center of the region.
Death Mountain. Oh.
Pokemon live freely in the wild here, but the harsh environments may be different from the Sinnoh region you remember. In this era, people have journeyed to Sinnoh from all over and founded a prosperous village in the hope of learning more about this land. As for these three Pokemon, Rowlet, Cyndaquil, and Oshawott, it seems they were brought to Sinnoh by a certain professor who encountered them while traveling.
That makes me happy because Rowlet is a pretty freaking amazing Pokemon. Not gonna lie.
Pokemon of your own from this professor.
I have to also say I love the wooden Pokeballs.
With the village as your base, you'll venture out to the different corners of the region on your quest to create Sinnoh's very first Pokedex. Even in this era, wild Pokemon can be caught with Pokeballs. You can also engage in Pokemon battles alongside your Pokemon allies. Sharpen your skills for both catching and battling Pokemon and strive to complete your Pokedex. Now for the mythical Pokemon that graces the game's title and story, Arceus. According to legend, Arceus shaped all there is in this world. But how is this Pokemon connected to your journey? The answer to this question and more await you in this exciting new action RPG adventure for the Nintendo Switch system.
Pokemon Legends Arceus will launch simultaneously around the world early next year.
That does look cool.
We hope you're all excited to set out on these adventures across the Sinnoh region, each one distinctly different from the other, with the wonderfully nostalgic Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Pokemon Shining Pearl, as well as the Pokemon video game series' new journey, Pokemon Legends Arceus.
As Pokemon celebrates 25 years, we will continue to challenge ourselves and deliver new ways for everyone to enjoy Pokemon even more. Thank you very much for watching.
Well, there we go. And look, it really was about a second. Am I looking to get into the series or just keeping up with the game industry news? Well, it's more the latter. I have sort of this like flirtation with Pokemon as a series. Here's the thing. Okay. I thought Pokemon Go Pikachu was pretty fun. I played it with Hamabe Boy on stream for a bit. I never played it after I streamed it. I couldn't go back to it. The Pokeball controller, I love unique controllers. I think it's cool. Okay. My real talk thoughts. Okay, this is probably going to be unpopular. But my real talk thoughts that are based on just what I've seen here. Okay, just this, without being a Pokemon franchise fan, but as somebody looking kind of on the outside in. I'm struggling. I'm really struggling. What's keeping you from getting into the series? Seth, I'm not really a big turn-based RPG fan. I think that's what it comes down to. But it doesn't really, it just doesn't appeal to me as much. And it's not that it's bad. It's just it's just not my thing so much. But this is what I'm thinking here. Okay. First of all, this whole thing, everything they showed here. I mean, this thing was super cool. I love how they were showing off the franchise and all of that. Like that was just such a neat thing. It was nostalgic. I love that it was showing the diversity in the franchise, how they have film and cards and video games and different types of things. I liked this. I get behind that. I understand this is a storied video game franchise, and I think that for a lot of people, that is just bringing back loads of nostalgia. I like that. I appreciate that. I appreciate it as a series. This game here looks awesome. This is a spin-off, of course, but Pokemon Snap, I'm all in. I love what I'm seeing. This seems relaxing. It seems like something maybe I could stream. I think it's presented beautifully. I love the look. Granted, I'm seeing some sharp edges and whatnot. It's still somewhat early in development. Looks like the pictures soften it with a little bit of anti-aliasing. I'm also willing to bet that that for the game, because it's not probably demanding that much, they could put in a little bit more effects, since it's really a visual type of game. So it looks gorgeous. Okay, this is what I'm gonna say. This right here. As soon as I saw they were doing a remake of this game, I thought of Memory Martin. Hey, like it's Sinnoh, right? One second, let's go back here. Maybe a little bit here. It's Sinnoh. Here we go. Thud. I saw a couple of screenshots that were shared on this. Now, some of the folks here in the chat were don't let anything I say dissuade you from your excitement. I do not want to be a person, putting you down for what is exciting you. I know that this series is important to you. I know these couple of games are important to you. Hey, Ray Will, good night. Thank you so much for being here. Not being a fan of the genre is a very valid reason, Seth says. I'm excited to play new Pokemon Snap, mostly because my girls enjoy the Pokemon show and the cards, and it's a game we can all play together. Now, I might go into some more of this as I kind of talked a little earlier. I might try and do a video if I can, showing some, talking a little bit about the McDonald's cards, etc. But this as well. But the first time I saw some of these screenshots, my first thought was, this does not look like Nintendo quality. This looks like a stock assets mobile phone game from about 5 years ago. That was my reaction. I think it looks better in motion. But let's take a moment here. First of all, you have, and I get it. I mean, they basically have taken the original game. They've upgraded the polygons, the assets, the textures, etc. But it's all on a grid. This looks very kind of generic. It looks, and I'll admit, looks like Adventure of Mana on mobile, or early PS Vita. But look at the jagged textures, low res textures here that are then mixed with these harsh lines on the windows. This text isn't doing it for me. Like it just, that's. Tom, Anna, you surpassed your quota and got 10 Ori blushes tonight. I'm very excited because this is my first game was platinum. So again, don't let me dissuade you from your excitement. I'm hoping this is early development and we're going to see improvements. I just look at that and go, ooh, it doesn't. This part, much more impressive. This part, not so impressive. Well, the water's actually pretty impressive. This part, again, it looks a little just like stock assets to me. This part looks, I mean, look at the low res face. I'm not digging it. There's something about this. It's very gray, and I mean, it's mixing with these harsh colors, like art direction wise. This doesn't do it for me. Where the original games, I think, had a beautiful look despite the technical limitations. This feels like it could be so much more. This just feels like it could be so much more. yeah, I'm sorry to now this is fairly good. So it gives me hope that we're going to see this game get fleshed out. But then again, as just an art style, I'm not really a big fan of this look, this very kind of low texture, low poly, chibi. I don't know. But Art Abandoned, look outside. Don't all your pine trees look exactly the same? That's great. That's great. So I'm on the this as an outsider. What I'll tell you this, and I mean, look, even here, sad to say. Let's look at that one more time. Even in here, we're seeing some issues. Now I know this isn't developed first party or even second party or whatever. This is farmed out to essentially the group that they did Pokemon Home, like a mobile application. But like, look at this. Look at the low res texture, the jagged issues. But then you'd think, oh, maybe it's a depth of field thing. No, because look at the grass up there. It's super sharp, and it's even further back. This, it doesn't do it for me. Okay, this is again not a fan of the not like a big fan of the franchise. I'm trying to be critical of it, but also understand that this is probably not something that the Pokemon Company has not been known to put a lot of craft into their 3D games. They're still working on it. I get that. This just doesn't quite do it for me. Doesn't draw me into the game. I'm not a graphics snob. It's not bad, but it's not doing it for me right now. And I kind of want to say that. It looks way better in animation, in motion than when I saw the screenshots. Okay, this I really appreciate the what they're going for here. Can I be honest? Like, I want to play it. I want to try it. Or actually, better yet, I want to see reviews first. This looks like such a... It comes across as a clone of Breath of the Wild. Like, it looks like they said, Nintendo, can I look at your homework? We've got a test tomorrow. We got a Pokemon Direct tomorrow. Can I borrow your notes? And then they just did it. Okay. Hey, have a good night, Retro Rewind Pod. And sadly, the other thing is, like, look at the aliasing that's happening here. I mean, this is just oof. And the colors are washed out, and the aliasing on the trees is standing out, and it looks like a poor version of Breath of the Wild. Style-wise, I love what they're going for. You're hoping it isn't finished or polished, Total Sketch says. I would agree. But it is very drab. Now that isn't, but it's still got the aliasing. Even this, it's just everything is washed out and drab. It doesn't look... I mean, I can even notice some obviously we're watching a compressed YouTube video, but it looks to me like this is supposed to be running at 60 frames. It looks like I'm getting little stutters here and there. I don't know. And then look, even there on the close-ups. I mean, look at the eyes on Rowlet. I'm just not quite sure what the reason is that it's not a little bit. And I love this. I want more of this. This is amazing. Love it. But yeah, I guess I'm just not there. I think someone mentioned how the remakes here, they said for this game, it's kind of like, I think Retro Rewind Pod said it. This is like the Link's Awakening version. It's not, though, and I'll tell you why. And it's because it's kind of the thing with Valheim. I played Valheim. And I'm not saying you are correct to some extent, but because it is that sort of one-to-one remake. But Valheim, when you look at a screenshot, it does not hold up. In motion, it is gorgeous. Now, why is it gorgeous? I think it's because though it's low poly, low texture, it's so artfully done, and then they have all of these beautiful effects, the lighting effects, the ambient occlusion, the motion blur, all of this that suddenly makes it so appealing in motion. And this, look at Link's Awakening. Link's Awakening has that depth of field, that low thing. It looks like you're looking at little toys. This, it's a style. Some people are going to love it and be perfectly content with it. I think it's just, I expect more. I've always looked at Nintendo as a company that does so much with its art style. And I'm starting to see where back in the day, Pokemon and Nintendo were synonymous. It seems to me that these days that is no longer true, and there is more and more of a divide. And that Nintendo quality that I used to always think would have just by default been there for a Pokemon product does not appear to be there. And it seems like they're outsourcing to other companies. It's a large organization within an organization. That's becoming clear to me. And I think they are throwing more out there. But to me, this is a series that is beginning to look a little bit like the Mana series, by which I mean there were some incredible core games back in the day, but now they are experimenting and creating remakes, and they aren't always putting the care and intention to make each thing that comes out of the company the best it could be, it would seem to me. That's my thought. I could be wrong. I probably am. If you're excited about it, please let me know. I'm really hopeful that you are, and I hope that this didn't diminish it for me. I do think they will probably be working more to make these games look better in the time it comes. But yeah. Can I give you a YouTube video to watch? It goes over the history of the Pokemon Company and how it has changed over the years. I would love for you to do that. Spookly says, I do seem to remember that Game Freak has basically said they are burned out on Pokemon and have been trying to do different products, but they aren't selling. I think that makes sense. So they're kind of just throwing stuff out there. But like, the thing is, okay, that's fine, but let's try and outsource to companies that are a little more established, I would say. That's what I'm thinking. So I don't know. It's an interesting thing. I think that the comparison. Oops, hold on. I'm dropping frames for a second. Here we go. Oh, hey, look. Why Pokemon games are so formulaic. It's Seth's video. Perfect. Awesome. Thank you. Please, everybody, go visit Seth's video. He's an amazing. Shout outs to Memory Martin too. Shout outs to the both of them. But Seth has been doing some great videos, I gotta say, and I can't wait to watch that one. Okay, my point though, final takeaway. It's also easy to say outsource better, but whether or not the resources are actually there is a totally different matter. Spookly, you're right. You're totally right. You're totally right, and I don't know where Pokemon is in their company and their dealings, and I have no idea. I look at Nintendo and even their poorest ports and games, etc., have just a little more polish than what I'm seeing the Pokemon Company come out with lately. It would appear, again, not having really played them, but just at first blush. And again, the Mana franchise went through this similar sort of thing. The Mana franchise started out strong. It had these incredibly artistic pixel art games, and then it sort of moved into this era of this, which is, to me, it is lacking in it's an art style I don't particularly get, but part of it for me is that I've been a bit jaded by the fact that I know part of the reason these games look the way they do is because it is easy to produce. It's kind of the issue with a lot of children's CG shows. You make a few assets, you can use those assets and rig them however you like and use them multiple times. There's not a lot of assets here. That every one of those trees is the exact identical asset, just copy and paste, right? So what I think would have been so cool is, since it had this beautiful pixel art look, I mean, what would have happened if they gave it almost like a hand-drawn look, which I appreciate more, so that's a prejudice there. Or if they gave it the Link's Awakening treatment where it looked more like toys. However they did it. It just put a little bit of an artistic spin on it as opposed to it just seeming like it's kind of just about as basic as you can get for this style thing. I don't know. I apologize if I am. I want to say, if you're excited for this, I bet it's going to be awesome. Like the Adventure of Mana game, a remake of the first, Final Fantasy Adventure, the first in the Mana franchise. It looks like this. Do I like the art style? No. Do I like the game? Yes. So I think you'll find it similar in this game. In motion, this does look a heck of a lot better than the original screenshots that I had saw, which had me very worried, I will say. But those are my thoughts. Thank you so much, everybody, for all of your time spent with me today, for your incredible conversation. I mean, I think oh my goodness, everybody, that we dug deep. We dug deep, and we had a lot to talk about. I didn't expect that we would get into the things that we talked about today. I want to thank everyone who's come in, who's joined. Thank you for bearing with me. Thank you for being a part of my life. Thank you for listening to me ramble for 2 hours plus. And my goodness, I'm honored that you are a part of my life. So I think it's time. Let's snap our fingers. Ciao. And so more conversations here. On their site, they say it's a one-to-one recreation. I mean, I think that's pretty cool. Again, the standard by which I hold now all remakes, I think, is the Dragon Trap, Monster Boy, Monster Girl, and the Dragon's Trap. Oh, because so good. Anyway. Glad you caught the end of the stream. I'm glad you did too, 8-Bit Dad 7DC. Everybody, Sanrio, what's the Sanrio? Oh, Animate Barrel says Sanrio, pretty please, it's super short. Here we go. We didn't snap. What are you talking about? Why would I do that? What's the Sanrio thing? I guess we got to find this. Okay, we're gonna look that up. What's the Sanrio thing? What is this Nintendo Sanrio? I've been asked to do the thing. Is it the Animal Crossing one? Oh, I watched this. Yes. I did watch this. Okay, we'll watch it though again real quick. It's only 2 minutes. Okay, it's on brand. Yes. I did see this. This does look adorable. And we get to hear some of this amazing music. Which, by the way, I want to learn how to play on guitar. And kazoo. Yeah, I mean, I plan on getting these cards if I can. Also, I love talk about style. I love. There we go. I love this. I love how Animal Crossing has just this brand around clever and cutesy text. This is kind of what I'm talking about. Yeah. Like this has polish. You could tell in the lighting, and we're not talking. I mean, I still see some jaggies, and I still see some, but there's. I want Pokemon to hold to it. This is a good franchise Pokemon. It deserves to be handled well, and maybe it is just burned out. I'm gonna watch that video, Seth. That's good. Kiki, hey, how's it going, Bikini? How you doing? You got the Animal Crossing toy from Burger King? Wait, what? When did it? How did I know? I didn't. Wait. Why did I not? How did I not? Why did I? But I didn't. Oh, if only I knew. I would get more useless junk. What? Well, now I feel goodness. Okay. So, yeah. Oh wait, is there any more? Oh yeah, there we go. Oh, that's cool. There's a. Okay, so we've got a. Jiminy Christmas. Let's see here. Okay. Hold on. Why? Breathe, man. Ah. Okay. See if we can't find a thing. How did I not know this was a thing? My goodness. Goodness gracious me, oh my. Okay. Well, how do I find... I just want to find like a good link. Hold on a second. Burger King. I'm just trying to find. Does like Burger King have? How do I find just the stuff? There's not stuff. What is going on here? Let's do this. See if this works. That'll work. Okay. I'll use this. So here we go. That's it. I don't know if you can see. Now available at Burger King restaurants. 1 toy per King Jr. meal while supplies last. I wonder what they are. Like, I mean, to be honest, they look a little bit chintzy, but what is that? Where's that word come from? Let's Chintzy comes from the cotton fabric known as chintz, from the ordinariness of this common material. It's tacky or cheap. Huh. We all learned something new today. Okay. So 6 toys in all. I mean, it looks like probably just a pretty generic car that you can, with the Mario Kart 1. It's funny that they do Metal Mario. It's like, I kind of just want to say, like, they probably just did that because they cheaped out. You don't have to paint it. Just use gray plastic. Oh, it's silver. It's Metal Mario. he's in the metal car. Slap a couple of yellow stickers on the tires. Oh, it's just Metal Mario. The link thing looks like a sticker on a plastic thing on a log. So I want it. I don't know what maybe that also, I don't know. Is it like a boat raft thing? Is that was a little Animal Crossing leaf maze? That's actually kind of cute. I used to love those little bead mazes. Let's zoom in on that, shall we? So you can see it a little bit more. Oh my gosh, I used to love those little mazes. I'd get them, you just, they're like the dime a dozen cheap sort of thing, but it does look pretty fun. I mean, they were always fun. Were they good? Not necessarily. Were they fun? Yes. Hold on. Let's do that. So you can kind of see it's one of those little mazes, right? That's what that is. And then I don't know what we've got from Mario there. Maybe he's just a little Mario on a stand. Maybe his hammer can swing back and forth when you pull one arm. That's probably what it is. I'm guessing the little squid comes out of the splash of ink, maybe. Just like a little holder, and then you can kind of like slide the squid up and down. And then I like Luigi with the ghosts. That seems pretty cute to me. I probably feel like you can like push them in and out, and it's like they're getting sucked in or whatnot. Anyway, cool. We learn new things. So I think it's time that we snap our fingers and go pa-chow. Pa-chow. There we go. There we go. Don't you like that this is like what you see, stuff like that? It's kind of cool, right? We never did. Hold on. You can display the Animal Crossing upwards too. Oh, that's kind of cool. Bikini. I like that. That's really cool, actually. Sanrio card pre-orders in Canada are sold out. Oh, no. Oh, no. I didn't know that the pre-orders were up, though. I got to see. You can display the Animal Crossing upwards. The Mario on the stand looks like the nicest of the bunch. Yeah, tell sketch. I mean, it's hard to tell. I didn't know that those were there. I got to tell you, though, I'm not like a super... yeah. I have to be pretty discerning with things like that now. I do have quite a few old... I mean, these are like vintage Nintendo toys up here. And then, of course, I have my Amiibo. I love Amiibo. They're really good, high quality. I do have my vintage toys. I've got a couple of things I've been given that I think are kind of nice that I keep around here. But for the most part, I'm pretty darn discerning in the little plastic things I get. That said, I mean, yeah, if I had the little Animal Crossing leaf, I would not say no to that. Okay. Do you want to know something, everybody? When we began this stream, we were playing Super Mario Brothers 35. I think we can do it again. So I'm going to just pull it up real quick, and then we're going to do one round, and then we're going to cut it. We're going to definitely end for the night. I got to get going, my friends, but let's get this set up here. Possibly, if I can. If I can. Come on. There we go. Haha, we got it. Success. Hype. Do we get it? We got it. All right. Good. Okay. So I should be able to just do... Let's see if this works. Ah, it worked. Cool. Ah. Whoa. I sent my controller flying. Is my controller okay? You okay, controller? You okay? You look good to me. Any issues? I definitely yanked on the... I always hate when I do that. But I yanked on the wireless, or on the wired headphones, and yanked the controller, which I have plugged in right now, because it was low on battery and charge. Oh gosh, so not ending the stream. So no ending the stream with KK. That would have been a good one. Probably should have, but nah. We'll end it with some of this. We'll end it with this. Okay. What was my best so far? I have played so poorly, I can't even tell you, Seth. It's been miserable. I don't even want to show you my rankings. It's been so bad. Oh my gosh. Okay. I understand we were playing Mario 35 until we get first, then we're going to cut it. Understood. Okay. Nice. Yeah, no, I've been playing really badly. I think, well, I guess I did get, I think, a third or fourth. I think it was. I can't remember. But yeah, no, it's been bad. Deep breath. Imagine how many kids' meals were ordered at McDonald's today. Oh, gosh, yeah. What, you added me in, I presume, Discord? Or are you talking about something here in the chat, Memory Martin? My apologies. Oops. Why did I just pass over that? Oh, well. I guess we're just going to do this. I'm going to take it a little slower. A little more slow and steady wins the race, and see if that helps. Because we really don't need to hurry on up like I was Why not? We got plenty of enemies here. Plenty of baddies. Oh, no! But then we have that, so that's less exciting. Wait, is there a... There we go. Okay, I admit I stopped playing as much after unlocking Luigi. There was nothing left to get. Oh, that's kind of how I was, too. I was like, I don't really need to do this. But it is fun, and I wanted to play it again. Ooh, that was bad. Okay. So. Oh, my gosh. I don't even have enough coins for upgrade, so let's try and... What? See, this is what I'm talking about. It's terrible. Terrible. Yeah. No, sure. Memory Martin says, I am going to cover the Pokemon Direct tomorrow if you want to hear the opinions of a fan from a tech perspective. I am interested. I won't be able to make it tomorrow. However, I will I'd be interested in the VOD, actually. We're going to give this one more time. I do a little bit better than that. We didn't even get past the first level. See, I'm off tonight. But I wanted to try it one more time to see if I could do any better. This stream has been such a all over the place type of stream, but I really do appreciate all of you sticking with me as we have experienced the ups and downs, the joys and foibles of Mana today. I do need to get going after this, so let's give it another shot. Let's go for the gold. Who knows? Somebody once told me world is gonna roll me. Ain't the sharpest tool in the shed. I was looking kind of dumb. Finger and a thumb in the shape of an L on my forehead. Oh. Hey, Cheesecake Man. Thank you so much for coming on in. What be up? What be up? Whee! I can't believe that happened. I was just waiting for the hammer to come out and then for me to lose. I can do a thing. I can not do thing. I can wait. I can go. Ooh, I can wait. All right. I can wee. All right. There. That's good. Cheesecake Man. How are you? Oh my gosh. Why can't I not play this today? Whoa! There we go. I feel like, yeah, there we go. That's what I'm talking about. There, that's better. Grab that mushroom. Mushroom. A badger. Snake! Yeah, the world's not, yeah. Dash, I loved your comment at the end of the stream last time. I feel like I need to get that quote. I actually did save it. It was just a delightful little comment. We sang our unique version of All-Star, kind of stream related, and Dash filled in a couple of additional fun comments. Oh, that was, speaking of fun. There we go. Oop, there we are. Okay. Mana singing the original meme. Spookly, kind of accurate, actually. Woo! Okay, more coins. Passing up some coins, whatever. I'm not even sure. I don't even know what's going on here anymore. All right. I don't have a good feeling about most of this. Why did I not get that? See, like, I'm just not in the groove. I don't know. There have been times where I'm just feeling it. I'm just not feeling it. I don't know. Must have been playing too many other games and just kind of gotten a little bit out of practice. Oh, that was close. And that was terrible. I was hoping that I would not have had that happen, because then I could have gone and gotten that power up. Was it over there? Okay. I'll take the mushroom. Oh! Okay. Whatever. 9th. There we are. Yeah. Yeah, we won't be... Well, should we end with a KK? You're messing me all up. I don't even know what the stream is anymore. don't even know what to do. Stop being interesting so I can go to sleep, Spookly says. That's awesome. I'm absorbing Spookly's exhaustion. Okay, while that's loading, let me pull this up here. All right, Dash Magnum says, "You'll never know if you don't follow. You'll never shine if you don't glow." I loved that. That was just a great way to end that. All right, here we are. Look at, we've got no snow. No snow. Oh, blast. You know what we got to do? Hold on. This is the eternal struggle. It's not really, but it could be. Got to go out here. Do not boot into the game when you have the urge to sneeze. That was a good sneeze. That was a really good sneeze. My controller is almost dead too. When you have the Super Nintendo controller, it does not like that. Okay, and actually I can unplug that one since it looks like it's fully charged now. Pop this one in to charge that. I don't know if that was fully charged or not, but we can. It looks like it was. Change grip order. There we go. A when ready. Boom. And now we're back. There we go. So that's just a little hot tip for you. Okay. Our snow is gone. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Memory Martin says, ooh, Sketch added us in the chat, in the Animal Crossing chat. I will have to take a look. Okay. Memory Martin, 99 man, feel free to DM me if you want me to update the sign up. I've got nothing planned before the stream except to turn in this week's assignments. Sounds good. Have a wonderful night. Thank you so much. Thank you ever so much. And we'll wrap this up very shortly. So literally, I'm going to do my daily because I haven't done it yet. I'm going to go check in at the resident services and watch KK, and we'll call it a night. Probably whilst KK is singing, to be perfectly honest. Oh, we'll check mail too. So we're not having the snow here. Aw. Dude, Lopez, you're pretty cool. Thank you. And then... Oh gosh, whatever. Lopez, you're goof. Okay. There's KK. You need to see what it is I just did, and I'm jelly. Oh, I can't wait. You had a special visitor today, Rage Paint Games? Nice. Ooh. All right, then. And here we go. Awesome. Sign off. Leave here. Sorry, this is still Sketch just on the laptop. Oh, okay, funny. Rage Paint Games. Sketch, that's awesome. Okay. All right. Let's do this. Let's hear it, and I want you to choose. Dealer's choice. Okay. Come on, Lopez. Let's jam. All right, everybody. Have a wonderful night. As always, do good, be well, stay safe and healthy, and I will catch you next time. Bye-bye.
not me, not me, not me, not me, no.